Hello, today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. Iran's conditional closure of the Strait of Hormuz is making headlines, with Fortune reporting that Iran has issued a sweeping list of demands including total compensation for war damage before it considers reopening the crucial shipping lane. The Strait of Hormuz is a strategic maritime chokepoint through which roughly 20% of global oil shipping passes annually, and Iran has historically used closure threats as leverage in response to international sanctions or military actions. U.S. policy negotiations with Iran often revolve around sanctions relief, regional security, and assurances of uninterrupted energy flows, and tensions have escalated recently following U.S. actions and Iran's push for compensation. On August 8, 2026, according to Fortune, the Supreme National Security Council publicly announced that the strait will remain closed until the United States corrects its behavior. Major international oil companies such as ExxonMobil and Total Energies, as well as global energy institutions like OPEC and the International Energy Agency, are monitoring the situation closely. The immediate consequence is expected to be a surge in global oil prices due to uncertainty around shipping routes, while disruptions may force major oil importers such as China and India to seek alternatives. Diplomatically, pressure on the U.S. is intensifying, which could affect regional alliances and military deployments. If the closure persists, experts warn it may trigger broader geopolitical instability across the Gulf and have significant economic and security ripple effects. Turning now to the legal fallout in the luxury automotive world, Fortune reports that drivers of certain Mercedes-AMG models have filed a class action lawsuit, claiming that a raised, metallic logo on the front seat gets hot enough to cause painful burns. The suit asserts that the logo's placement makes it reasonably expected to contact an occupant's upper back, neck, or shoulder, posing a direct health risk. The lawsuit was filed on August 8, 2026, and details several incidents in which drivers and passengers were allegedly branded or burned by the AMG logo, raising questions about design oversight in premium vehicles. Mercedes-Benz and its AMG division are named as defendants, while consumer rights attorneys are representing affected drivers. Regulatory bodies could step in if safety concerns are confirmed. The near-term consequences for Mercedes may include liability costs, customer compensation, potential recalls, and diminished brand reputation, especially for AMG sales. Medium-term, heightened regulatory scrutiny and design revisions could follow. The industry is watching closely, as this case may set legal precedent for future litigation involving heat-related interior defects in luxury cars, and could prompt stricter manufacturing standards for interior materials and labeling. Finally, we turn to environmental concerns raised by Amazon's planned data center in Texas, which TechCrunch reports could become the largest source of climate pollution in the United States. Unlike previous facilities that depended on the state grid, Amazon Web Services is developing an on-site power plant expected to emit over 5 million metric tons of CO2 annually, a projection that would surpass many current power plants. This move is significant as it marks Amazon's shift from external grid reliance, and has generated worries about air pollution and climate impacts, especially for local communities and Texas state regulators tasked with overseeing emissions. Local officials have expressed concerns about increased electricity demand potentially straining Texas's energy grid. In the near term, residents may face worsened regional air quality and heightened health risks. Longer term, Texas may struggle to meet its climate targets as state-level emissions climb. Meanwhile, Amazon's public image could suffer under sustained scrutiny from climate advocacy groups and policymakers, potentially pushing the company to invest in renewables or carbon offset strategies to mitigate the negative consequences. Now, onto the markets. International markets showed mixed trends, with EWG climbing to 43.975 and leading Germany's gains, while EWQ slipped slightly for France. United Kingdom's EWU ticked lower, and Spain's EWP was the region's strongest mover on positive momentum. Commodities performance was mixed. Gold GLD and silver SLV saw a mild retreat despite robust recent momentum. US oil USO rose with a day-over-day gain, and uranium URA continued its rally. Platinum PPLT and agriculture DBA softened, while lithium LIT fell back modestly. In favorites, Adobe outperformed with a monthly surge, but Microsoft MSFD closed lower despite strong recent gains, and Amazon slipped. Nvidia NVDA remained positive and Oracle took a steeper loss. Among sectors, SB 500 SBY eased, healthcare Roman 45 edged down, with finance XLF posting growth and semiconductors stocks achieving moderate gains. On the day, Planet Green Holdings Corp. PLAG was the top gainer, surging over 420%, while PDS Biotechnology Corp. PDSB led the losers with a drop over 64%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.